Hello, hello. Happy New Year, everybody. I am here with Kayla McCormick. She works in the events industry here in Nashville, and she is a dear friend of the Wedding Reporter podcast. And I am so excited to have you because we're doing another movie report. It's been quite some time since we have done one. And today we are talking about Bride Wars.
Woo!
So excited. This movie
Such
is
a good
so
stuff.
good. I know. I haven't seen it in so long, and it was a good just throwback to watch again. But I'll do a little intro here in case you have not seen the movie, which you should. It's streaming on Netflix right now. Two best friends become rivals when their weddings end up scheduled on the same day. So this was released in 2009. And the stars are Anne Hathaway, who is Emma in the movie, and Kate Hudson is Liv. And they're the two main characters. They're the ones having the bride wars. They're best friends. And of course, like I said, they have their wedding scheduled on the same day, which we'll talk about soon.
Ooh,
Um, Chris Pratt is in this movie. I feel like it's one of his more early roles, which is cool. He
for
is
sure, for sure.
Fletcher. He is Anne Hathaway's fiance. So it's Emma and Fletcher who are together. And then Steve Howie is Daniel, who is Liv's fiance. Um, we also have some other familiar faces. There's June Diane Raphael, who is Amanda. She is like, the best friend of the best friends in the movie. And the movie kind of starts off with her wedding. And I feel like she is just one of those faces that you see in so many films, and you're like, oh,
Who is
yeah,
I've
I've
seen
seen
her.
her around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What is she
definitely.
in?
I know, exactly. And then we also have another familiar face is, to me at least, is Marissa, who is Hetty Ann Park. I just recently watched The Beast in Me, which I thought was fabulous. It was on Netflix, and she was one of the detectives in that movie, and I thought it was
Mm.
so great. So, um, anyways, any initial thoughts here, Kayla, on the movie just all together before I get into
Yeah.
some fun
Um,
facts?
as a former wedding planner and currently still meeting planning, this hits home for me a lot. And I think watching it's been a long time since I've seen this, and I'm so glad that we landed on this one because it really did get me emotional in the beginning when they were little kids and just dreaming of their wedding day. It got me back in my feels of wanting to be a wedding planner and wanting to just having that feeling of being in that atmosphere. I literally think I started like tearing up, and I was like, what is happening? Oh my gosh. But no, I think a lot of things about this movie is really interesting from that perspective, and also from a bride perspective because I've been both, right? So I'm excited to get into it and talk about it. I think there's a lot of things that are faux pas and a lot of things that are just, obviously in there for the plot. And but ultimately I was I kind of forgot the ending, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna go this
Yeah.
way.
I know. I agree. I forgot about that ending
Yeah.
too, which we'll talk about. It was surprising to me. It was like watching it all over again for the first time because I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Interesting
It's
there.
so good. And
Good.
I
It's so
agree
good.
with the like nostalgia portion of it, like at the beginning of the film, which I'll talk about in just a second, but I'm going to read some fun facts about the film. So, Anne Hathaway noted that she learned a lot about balancing professionalism and fun on set while watching Kate Hudson, who was also producing.
Oh,
So I also heard that this was Kate Hudson's first producing credit on a movie, which is
okay.
super interesting.
Yeah.
So, and as younger actors in 2009, I'm sure, they've had some experience up until this point, but they're still not the actresses that we know them as today. They've had even bigger and better roles since this movie. And so I'm sure it's cool for Anne to see Kate in that role because I'm sure Anne has had so many producer credits since this point in her
That
career.
point. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was nominated for 2 MTV Movie Awards, including Best Fight, which, I mean, why wouldn't it have won Best Fight? But it only says it's nominated. They won the Teen Choice Award for Movie Actress Comedy for her role as Emma. So Anne won that. So it was set throughout New York City, but it was actually split filming between New York and Boston. And of course, the iconic Plaza Hotel was used, but the Grand Ballroom, Oval, and Venetian rooms were filmed at the Fairmont Copley Plaza in Boston. I guess the inside scenes of the movie were shot elsewhere. Let's get to the beginning of the film, like we were talking about before. So what feelings of nostalgia were brought up? Maybe bring us through like what the opening scenes are here, Kayla.
I think the nostalgia feeling of I didn't like have the same type of like I guess story or experiences of Emma and Liv as far as like they're two best friends and like they're always pretending like they're getting married with one another, but it was just the feeling of longing for that moment, I think, and longing for those moments of getting married, and I think just being a little girl and having those aspirations, that's kind of the more nostalgia I was having. But yeah, I think that was it for me as far as those feelings that were creeping up and wanted to make me cry. In the beginning. And I think it's just like being a little girl again, and just the world is your oyster, and you dream as big as the moon and the stars. And yeah, so that was that. That was for me.
Yeah, because it starts off where they're having a tea party at the Plaza Hotel as little girls, and they like kind of crash a wedding or like sneak in on a wedding and see one happening at the Plaza Hotel, and then from there it's like they can't stop playing wedding together as little girls because they saw that gorgeous wedding at the Plaza, and then it becomes both of their dreams to actually get married there because of that memory they have together. Yeah, for me it stirred that up as well. Like I have this photo of I'm probably like 4 years old playing at my grandparents' house, and I dressed up as a bride and in my dress up clothes with my like little, dress up heels and everything. And I have this little like bouquet and veil and that like photo just like sticks in my mind of like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing what I'm doing today with that photo from when I was 4 years old playing wedding. And so it definitely brought up those thoughts of nostalgia for me. And I think even as like working in the wedding industry, like you and I do, like, it can get exhausting at times. Just, day in and day out, the planning, the emails, the venue tours, like whatever it might be. And then
it loses its essence a little bit when you start getting the dirty details. But then when you watch a movie like this and you see this little girl who's just like so enamored with the whole aspects and the whole everything about it, you start to get that feeling again, like, oh, this is what it's all for. And yeah, so
agreed. Yeah, I love that so much. And they find this blue bobby pin, which we will put a pin in and talk about a little bit later too. And that's kept with them over the years. So there's also, they allude to this big wig wedding planner, Marion St. Clair, who I didn't even mention her at the beginning. It is,
she's a big one too.
Gosh. Yeah. Why can't I think of her name right now? I just had it. Candice Bergen.
Congeniality.
Right? Yes, she's in Miss Congeniality. That's right. She's so amazing. She kind of does like the voiceover for the movie as well, and like is the storyteller of the film, which I didn't put two and two together, but like her voice sounded so much like Martha Stewart's voice to me when she was doing the voiceovers, and I was like, Martha Stewart is the narrator of this film. And then later I'm realizing like, oh, it's just Candice Bergen. Well, not just, she's amazing as well, but I was like, how cool would it have been if it was Martha too, with her whole Martha Stewart weddings and everything. But
Which I was like,
I just
that
thought
is
that was
something
funny.
that I don't know that they're trying to play on that or not, but Martha Stewart, like the ultimate hostess,
Oh yeah.
So there's that.
So true. Yeah, I know. I wonder if her character could have been like sort of modeled off of
She didn't do weddings
after Martha.
necessarily, but
Yeah.
I mean, maybe she did. I could be wrong, but
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
very
phenomenal.
true. So the voiceover comes. There is, let's see, a yellow bouquet toss. Everybody is super into the bouquet toss. This is at their friend Amanda's wedding. So they both attend this wedding. And yeah.
There it is.
Yes, there it is. I know. And once again, like, it's just funny because now people rarely do bouquet tosses, but this was in 2009 and it was still a thing. And it's like, in the movie, they're so into it too. And it's like, those girls are like wanting that bouquet.
There's so many of them. I have never seen that many single ladies on the floor wanting the bouquet toss. And like the bride was egging it on, Whereas nowadays it's kind of like, we could really take it or leave it, toss it or keep it in, like. So I just don't see that. And I think that was one of the things about more of Hollywood, like keeping it in the movie for the plot versus real life. Because
definitely. Yeah. Oh man. So we get to, let's fast forward a little bit, and there's a point in the movie where Liv and Emma are together at Liv's house and they're digging through her closet for an outfit or something. And they come across a Tiffany blue Tiffany's box. And lo and behold, what do they think is in this box? The engagement ring that will be Liv's at some point.
Right.
And there's a fun fact here too. So Liv's engagement ring is a substantial 5-carat Tiffany Novo cushion cut diamond ring. So it actually was a Tiffany ring in the movie. So
kept it authentic.
They kept it authentic here, which I like. Especially for those super fans and people who are really into jewelry. I'm sure they could spot that with their eagle eye to know if it's an actual Tiffany or not.
That baby blue box, like, that's hard to hide versus like something in like a little black box or a little maroon box, which is like what a lot of rings come in nowadays. So yeah.
That's so true. I wonder how secretive, like how much he actually hid it, or if it was still kind of out in plain sight. But anyways, the question I wanted to ask you was, did you know that you were getting proposed to? And if you do accidentally find out, what do you do? Do you reveal that you found out or play along with the whole thing?
So I have a confession.
Okay.
Nobody knows this. Not my husband, not my best friends. Nobody knows this.
Oh my gosh, Kayla, this is amazing. Okay, go on.
We've been married for going on 7 years now. So this year will be 7 years. So I feel like it's time to come clean. I found it. I knew I was getting proposed to. And he's here, so I hope he doesn't hear me.
Oh my
gosh. I found it. I also saw text messages about it, and I saw pictures of it, and I found it, and I pretended like I did not know.
Oh,
and I knew when it was happening too because of all that. And I was so mad at myself.
Man,
I was so mad at myself. I was excited. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. And because we had also, our story goes, we we looked at ring sizes like probably like a couple weeks before, and for like promise rings or whatever. Like we weren't ready, but here we are. So like there was that inkling, and he did give me a promise ring on Christmas, and
Okay.
but yeah, so I did
So
kind
how far between your promise ring and your engagement ring was it?
of a week because we got engaged.
Really? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, so
So
you
I've been
found it accidentally.
I
Did you, okay, did
I
you find the box and did you open it?
no. So
Okay.
I did not find the box. I did not find the box. I couldn't open it, but
Oh,
I
okay.
did see a picture of it. So,
Okay. Because
yeah.
you were looking at the text messages. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, Kayla, you've come clean. How do you feel now? Do you feel like still guilty or like, oh, it's finally off my chest that
Still
I'm
guilty.
secret out?
I feel like I'm gonna vomit. But
Oh
no, no,
no.
but I was excited clearly, and but I was very mad at myself that I found this out before it was happening because I love surprises.
Yeah,
Um,
totally.
but and so then the day of when it was happening, I didn't know what time or anything of that matter.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was about to happen, I knew what was going to happen. So I was like, I
Yeah.
have to play this up. I have
Uh-huh.
like I don't know. So I really
So
and
did
it
that help you in a way to be like, okay, I could get my nails done. Like, this is what I want to
absolutely
wear.
yes.
Like,
Oh,
okay,
absolutely. I was like,
good.
this
Yeah.
is I have to pick out my certain outfit and everything and all of that. So, but yeah. So
Yeah. I feel
did you?
like,
What was your
no, I didn't.
okay?
Um, I feel like a lot of the couples that I interview on this show, they are the one they know or
Yeah,
they like want to know. I feel like it's definitely like more planned out
yeah.
in more recent years.
I agree.
Um, but I do love the surprise aspect of it. So, yeah, when I got engaged in Italy and my my husband now, he had been traveling for work overseas and he was at in like four different continents with my ring traveling with it because I met him in Italy because right after his travels for work, we met him there. And he said that he was like triple checking his bag like the whole time,
Absolutely.
everywhere he was going, because he was carrying this like on all these trips.
Yes.
Um, so,
That would make me so
anyways,
nervous as
yeah.
somebody who's doing the proposing.
Yeah. I literally had no idea, but when I went to get my hair cut before this Europe trip,
Uh-huh.
my hairstylist was like, "Oh, your boyfriend's totally going to propose to you in Italy." And I was like, "Really? You really think so?" And she
Mhm.
was like, "Why wouldn't he? It's the perfect opportunity." So then I was like, oh, maybe he would. But
Yeah.
he did kind of like throw me off like a few months beforehand because we had looked at rings and then I
Yeah.
feel like I asked something about it and he was like, what? No, like,
But
tried to throw me off when he like really did have the
yeah,
ring. So that's why I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't want
maybe
to.
you
And
do.
then, yeah, and we were with friends too, but then one night just he and I like went off on a walk in Venice, Italy, and then he popped the question then and I was so surprised.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
which
I
I'm
love
glad.
that. Side note, I also found my best friend's ring.
You did? Did you tell her though?
I'm a meddler and I hate that about myself. But no, I did not tell her, but I will.
Oh, good.
I'll try to make the story quick. We were in
Yeah.
Arizona. That's where she's from. We were like visiting her family, and this is the first time me and my husband had been to Arizona. We had already, I think we were already married at this point, me and him. And I was like, they had been together for just as long as us, if not longer. Probably we'd all been together for like 7 years at this point. And I was like, he's got to be doing it on this trip. It's her birthday trip, blah, 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 blah. We're going to the Grand Canyon. And one day, and I haven't told anybody this story either.
Oh my gosh.
One day we were glamping close to the Grand Canyon. And they all went to go get coffee. And I was like, I stayed in the tent and I was like, I'm going to look. So I looked in his backpack.
You looked in his backpack.
I
You
found
are
it.
such a meddler.
I found it and I was like, oh my God, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. We're all gonna be here. He's gonna do it. Like, I'm so excited. So I kid you not, Alyssa. I was like, I'm gonna go get a bottle of champagne. I'm gonna just carry it in my bag and acted like that was just for like fun. But really, it was for whenever he popped the question, I was going to be ready to pop champagne for her. And
best friend duties. I love this.
But you know what happened? Is he did not do it while we were there. We went home a day. Yeah, we went home a day earlier than they did, and he did it that night that we had already left. And I was like, you mother trucker.
Sad.
Yeah. But I found her ring too. So
that's so good. Kayla with revealing all the secrets. I love this. We gotta do this more often. I love your stories.
So it's not that different than what happens with Emma and Liv here. They both found their best friends.
So true.
And they're like, so, but the way Liv goes about it is a lot different than the way I went about it.
She finds the ring, and what does she immediately do?
Oh gosh. And this is like,
I know it's so cringe, right?
It's so cringe. And she like goes and tells everybody that she's engaged and all of her friends and everything. And surprised she's not. He hasn't asked yet. But yeah. So.
And then she marches into his office at work.
I also couldn't believe, like, at least I had kind of like that. I didn't take that moment away.
Yes, totally.
Which she really did because she cannot help herself. And me and Liv are kind of similar, but we do differ in that way. And I hated that for him, but it didn't matter for them, I guess. So
that's true. You bring up a good point that it's just as much of his moment as it is her moment.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we lose perspective of that because it seems like it's really all about the girl and like, we're going to surprise her and do this for her and give her the ring and she's going to show off the ring. And then I feel like sometimes the guy's like in the background a little bit, even though he's the one who like orchestrated everything for the most part. So yeah, that is a moment that she ruined not only for herself, but also for her fiance.
Yeah, which I can't believe he like had the ring with him at his office. But
I know
the dinner after, and if he would have just waited until dinner, maybe he was going to go directly to dinner after work. And that's why I think if I were doing this, like if I was in this situation and he said, just why do you like, if you would just wait till tonight, I'd be like, okay, I'm going to wait till tonight.
Yeah, totally.
But I think she just could not, like, because her best friend just got engaged, right?
Right.
This can't happen. Like, this is not the dream. And maybe she was worried the longer she waited, the more opportunity he had to not do it. So she just forced her hand there.
Yep. So true. Penny, okay, come here. She's like growling at something outside. All right. So they both go into the Plaza Hotel because this is the dream, right? They want to have their weddings at the Plaza. Yep. And they meet with Marion St. Clair, the wedding planner for the Plaza Hotel. And Marion says, weddings at the Plaza. A wedding marks the first day of the rest of your life. You have been dead up until now. Wow. Really dramatic. Yeah. So she said, call me a dream catcher. I'll answer. She said there's 3 openings at the Plaza in June. The 6th. There's 2 openings on the 6th and 1 on the 17th. And that's pretty much it. The rest, you have to wait 3 years.
There were 3, right? No. Well, no, she said.
Oh, yeah, 3, right?
not the 12th and the 25th, I think is what she said, or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Because there was the next bride that came in
Yes.
and chose the 17th or something, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
27th.
Or 20.
Um, yeah, and that was a question I had was like, do venues still book multiple weddings on the same day? I guess it depends on what venue it is. If it's a
Right. If they have
um,
multiple rooms and they split it,
hotel and
yeah, they absolutely will. I've even seen venues do multiple weddings in the same room in the same day if they can flip them.
wow, yeah, like a early and then a
Which I've
late.
never done that, but I have heard of that through other venues, just even in Nashville, where they'll have like a morning wedding and then they'll have an evening wedding, which is like mind blowing to
Wow,
me.
I
Um,
know to turn
but like,
around like that.
yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, they definitely will. And this is the case with the plaza because they have multiple rooms that they can do different weddings in. And they can flip those rooms. That's what we used to do. We would have the ceremony in one space and then flip it for the reception if we have and then move everybody. But so that's yeah, they will.
Yeah. So one picks one date, one picks the other date. They end up signing a contract. Do they read the contract?
Listen,
Absolutely not.
honestly, my theory on this is that they've read that contract front to back multiple times in the years past. That's
That's true.
my
If this was their dream, they knew what they were getting into at the
and
plaza.
even and I might have a different take on this because I was a wedding planner, but this is their dream and they love this place, so they've probably been able to get a contract somehow and they've read it in the past and just when they're ready, they're just going to go ahead and sign it. They don't want to take the time. They don't want to spend the extra hour going through all the clauses because that's an extra hour that they could lose on getting this date and getting this place. So
That's true
that's
because
my
they're booking this with only 3 months to plan their wedding, which is mind
yeah. And there's
boggling.
that
But
too.
they've been living for this moment.
Well,
So
if the plaza is that great of a place and the plaza is that like expensive and this very busy place, how do they have availability in 3 months? Because I'm like, usually like you gotta wait 12, 18, 24 months nowadays to like get a wedding date. So I was like skeptical on
I
that.
know. It's like, were there some cancellations here?
Yeah,
And,
yeah. So I was
and
like,
maybe that's why there were only a
yeah,
few
they have
select ones. So,
3 dates, which are usually 4 weekends in a month in June. That's in 3 months from now. I don't know.
yeah,
There's
I
a
know.
little fishy.
Fishy. It's movie magic happening,
Yeah, it's movie
rom-com.
magic for
Yeah,
sure. I
definitely.
yeah, so I would not expect that if I were a bride. I mean, there are some cases where it's like, oh, actually, we do have this date available, and it's likely because somebody dropped out
Hmm.
or something. But
Yeah,
and getting
definitely.
married in 3 months, like planning an entire wedding, that's hard to do. It's so like short notice, but
Yeah, for as big of weddings as they
yeah.
wanted to
But for Emma
have,
and
that's
Liz,
difficult.
they know exactly what they want and they know who they
Yeah,
want with their vendors. So man, they probably make it happen.
so true. So it ends up that there was a mix-up. Angela screwed it up. I guess she's one of Marion St. Clair's assistants,
Yeah.
and booked this other client on one of the same days. So now we are stuck with two June 6th weddings for both Liv and Emma.
Mhm.
And all out war breaks out. This is why the movie's called Bride Wars, people.
Which I felt, which what we're going back and talking of, multiple weddings on the same date wouldn't be an issue for the plaza. It's not a problem for the plaza, but it's a problem for these chicks because they're best friends and they want to be in each other's weddings. So there's where the issue rises. It's not that the plaza doesn't have the space. It's that they
Mm-hmm.
beef there for one another because of it.
100%. And I'm sure there's so much crossover with their friends and family too, where
Right.
it's like, who's going to go
That
to
they
whose
have to choose.
wedding at what
Mhm.
time? And yeah.
And we do see
Um,
a little bit at the end.
yeah. Interestingly enough, this has been in the news lately. I don't know if you've heard, but Taylor Swift wants to get married at, I believe it's the Breakers in Rhode Island in Newport. And, her lucky number's 13. this year on the 13th of June, I believe it's a Saturday, she wants that date. Travis is not playing football at that point. And what does she do? She, presents this idea to the couple who already has that date booked. Can we take your date? However, I will pay for your entire wedding and honeymoon if you move your date to another date so I can have this date.
Absolutely.
I know for that other couple, you're like, I feel like it's whiplash. At
Oh,
first, you're like, no.
right.
And then she follows it up with, like, but I will pay for everything. And you're like, it's like that meme where
Yeah,
she's like, and then she's like,
right.
So,
Yep.
yeah. I think it actually worked out, but TBD. Again, all this is hearsay. I'm not spitting facts out here. This is just what I've heard
Right.
out on the internet. Um, so it's funny because in this movie now, they stalk this girl. They find out who this girl is and stalk her at the mall. And they're trying to do the same thing Taylor Swift did, is
Yeah.
buy her out. Is there a price? Like, what's your number? Everyone's got a number, that phrase. But
Right.
apparently this girl did not. And she completely refuses, which is why we end up with this Bride Wars movie. They end up with a joint shower, which, what are your opinions on a joint shower?
I'm not a fan of them personally, but I guess it's up to the brides if they care for that sort of thing. If they are really the best of friends, they don't separate, and they are okay with it, as long as if it was, especially if it was a surprise shower, I would be like, definitely not. But I wouldn't want a joint shower because I would feel like, this is a special moment for me, and I deserve that just like you deserve it, as you are a bride too. Um, so that's my take on it.
Yeah. I want to know how all this planning went down. Was it like their friend Amanda, I think, planned it, and was it like her idea and she went forward
Yeah.
with it, and then as the bride, like, do you say like, "Oh, I'm not cool with that," or do you just like, are you just grateful the whole time and you're like
Right.
thankful
Thank
for any help
you.
that you do? Like, I think that's a tough balance as a bride if one of your friends or family members like taking the reins of your wedding shower
Yeah.
and they start kind of doing things their own way, whereas you might have had an idea of how you wanted it. I
Right.
guess like as a bride, you need to clearly communicate that to whoever is planning your shower
Yeah.
to be like,
I think
this is my idea. Here's a
right.
Pinterest board, like
That's a good
whatever.
that's a good take, and that's a good point. You bring up a good point of like, what do you do for your wedding shower? Do you totally like tell them everything that you want for it, or do you have a hand in it a little bit, or are you hands off? And I guess it really just depends on the person and then maybe the type of bride that you are. I would say probably needs a little bit of the of in the middle of all three of those. Of clearly you have to work with what date works for the bride and family, but I think you do need to consult the bride on what would she like. Maybe she sends you a couple of options and a couple of things, and maybe then you can run with it if she trusts you. Hopefully she does trust you, but yeah, that's interesting. And I don't know, again, with the joint shower, they probably have the same friends. They're probably like, do we really want to throw two bridal showers?
Mhm.
That's like probably in line with the same like timeline here. We got a short timeline. We got two of our best friends getting married on the same day. Like, what do we do? So I think if like they had it a little bit more spaced out, it probably wouldn't have been that way. But
Mhm.
they were in a time
Yeah.
crunch, and they were like, we don't want to plan two bridal showers.
I know,
I don't
it's
know.
true. Yeah. I know. I wonder if joint weddings will
Oh God.
make a comeback. Like, I
Uh,
don't know. I could see like twins doing it, or like maybe
yeah.
like inseparable best friends or something, or like I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's tough.
yeah, it's still tough. Like to save money, I could see that being a major factor, or if you're doing it more casually, but ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I would think back on, this is my perspective. You're thinking about your future self, your future life, and your marriage. And it's like, we didn't even have our own wedding. We didn't even have our own time together. We shared it with everybody, with another couple. Like, you can't look back on those times and be like, wow, it was so special for the two of us. Oh, wait, the four of us. I don't know.
Yeah, you're
Like,
not
yeah,
getting married to the other couple as
right.
well. It's
Yeah.
like your day. Yeah, definitely. I
So
know. That'd be,
that's tough. That's a no go for me, but
yeah.
you do you, I guess.
I know. I remember this band Isley that I really liked back in the day. I think they're very close family. They're all siblings in here. I think two of them had joint weddings. Super
Wow.
interesting.
I mean, me and my
Yeah.
brother, we got married 2 weeks within each other.
No way. Wow. Oh
Yeah,
my
so I mean,
gosh.
it was hard on the family. It was hard on our family, but I wasn't going to do a joint wedding with him.
No,
And
no, no.
we're not, yeah, not even 2 years apart. We're 22 months apart. So like we're
Wow.
close in age, and we also like got married 2 weeks apart. So, but we didn't have any joint wedding showers. We didn't have any joint anything really. So, and we had completely different weddings too. And that's the thing too, is like, if you're doing a joint wedding, you guys have to be on board on your style and what you want and how you like it and all those things. I feel like that would be another cause of a breakup, not just between
Yeah.
not just between the bride and the groom, but the best friends could really bring a riff in it.
I know. It's hard enough planning with like two opinions. Think of like four opinions
Right.
in the
Their
mix.
families who like want,
And all the families.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Oh
yeah.
man. Yeah. So I have another fun fact here about the shower. Several wives and girlfriends of the 2009 Boston Red Sox players appeared as extras in the wedding shower scene, as much of the filming took place in Boston.
Cool.
So I thought that was interesting. I did notice a lot of like new faces in that
Yeah.
scene. So yeah. Um, so a fight breaks out at their shower. Um, and at this point, it's like all out war where they are now pitting against each other and trying to ruin the other one's wedding.
Mm.
Because at this point, they've tried to negotiate with each other on somebody moving their date, going to another venue, but neither of them are budging. And at this point, it's like, okay, like
This is war.
this is war.
Mm.
Um, I also noticed that, okay, they reserved their wedding date, like we were talking about. And then later on, they are touring the venue and doing their tastings and stuff, and then put a deposit down. Like she has this big wad of cash that she like hands over. And I'm like, wait a second. And they mentioned that it is a deposit. It's not
Okay.
like
Yeah.
the
Installment or whatever.
balance. Yeah, it's not the balance. So I'm like, how did that work? In order to book your date
Yeah.
basically anywhere, you need a
Oh,
deposit.
yeah.
There is no like good word going around. There's no like
Mhm.
holding dates like.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting, especially at the plaza. That
Yeah.
might have been like a little
Oh, we
miss on the producers of maybe not knowing exactly how weddings
how it
work.
worked. Yeah, I would. Yeah, they for sure. I don't know if they did, but they definitely should have talked to a few wedding planners.
Oh yeah.
They should have talked to what's his name from what's that movie we did? Um,
Oh yeah, Frank
oh, yeah,
from Father of the Bride.
yeah,
Yes,
they
I
should have
know. I
talked.
know. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, Marion St.
maybe.
Clair seems a little willy nilly here, anyways, with
I don't
what
remember.
she's
I don't
doing.
remember that specific part, but could it have been a deposit for a vendor or like the
Maybe.
caterer or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It was like in the venue, and they were like
This could have
handing
been.
over money, but
Yeah.
yeah. So each of them goes out and they sort of assign a new maid, or Liv has a Mister of Honor,
She's paying.
because they will not be each other's maids of honor because of this wedding mix-up. Um, and I also noticed it says the DJ was no longer available on the date because they both wanted the same DJ, but Liv outbid him
Oh,
from Emma.
yeah.
So I guess she offered the DJ more money in order to cancel Emma's wedding so that Liv could have him on her date. Is
Mm.
this ethical? Can vendors actually do this?
I mean,
Are there
vendors can
clauses
do
in their contracts that prevent them from doing something like this? Is
I
it
think
like an act of God sort of
I think that,
clause?
and I don't know the specifics clearly. Like if Emma had already booked him, she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that is definitely not ethical. But again, vendors can do what they want. Like there's not like with the law, in like law school and or not law school, but whatever that is, where you're gonna get in trouble for it or gonna get fined for it. Like there's nothing in this wedding industry that has like a committee that there's not a wedding board of the United States where like he's gonna get in trouble. He just might have his reputation spoiled
That
with
is
that.
so true.
Yeah.
That weddings and contracts and everything is pretty unregulated, um,
Yeah.
with how far you can go with things. There's so much breaking of contracts and um, people going off the contracts. And I guess that's when people sue and
Yeah.
things
Which,
start
yeah,
getting nasty. But
Emma could have sued. I guess that would probably be the only thing that she could do at that point. But also, what would be the point of that? Because it's like,
mhm. I also think about this with the upcoming Taylor Swift wedding.
yeah,
Like, as a vendor, if you're already booked on June 13th, all of a sudden Taylor Swift comes ringing at your phone. What do you do?
yeah,
Like, that is a wedding opportunity that I feel like you cannot pass up. And
correct.
then I guess it also depends on what type of vendor are you?
Hmm.
Are you a makeup artist? Can you
Right,
form a team where you have a team member go to that wedding and then a team member go to that wedding?
right,
Are you a photographer that has a team or assistants that can, where
right.
you can technically be in two places at once
Hmm.
under your same name?
Yeah,
So it gets a little tricky.
yeah. That is very interesting too, because I feel like as long as you communicate it to whoever you've currently booked, like if that situation came about and you're like, I have this amazing opportunity, and you got to be as transparent as you can be. But the bride of whoever booked you needs to know, and if you're supposed to be there, like you're the DJ, she wanted you, not whoever your sub DJ is. Like you have to tell her, hey, you're going to get my editing, you're going to get my whatever, but it's actually going to be so and so who's going to be there. And you have to give them the opportunity to cancel because of that.
Yeah, I
So,
agree.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
tough.
that's true. Almost
Um,
like a forced hand cancellation. I
which
wonder if people do
kind
that,
of
which,
brings me back a
oh,
little bit about them double booking those weddings, because I was like, what should have happened here? Because Emma and Liv booked before Angela, was that her name?
yeah, I think so.
Or no, that's the
Or
receptionist.
no, that was the assistant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever the other
Well,
girl was.
Emma and
Yeah.
Liv booked the 6th and the 15th or something, 20 something, whatever. And
Yeah, the
then
27th and the 6th, I think.
the
Yeah.
27th and the 6th. And then the next bride came in and she booked the 27th.
Yes.
So there was that mix up. But really, what should have happened, instead of saying, oh, we double booked your weddings, because they came in first, they should have had right of a right of way or right of passage, to where
Mm-hmm.
Emma and Liv got the correct dates, and that third bride should have been the one who they contacted and was like, we accidentally double booked your wedding instead, but then we wouldn't have a movie. So, but
100%. That's how it needs to work in the real world.
in real life, that's what should have happened, and what probably would have happened was because she was the last to book. So she would have been the one that would have had the issue, not these two girls who booked first. So,
Mhm.
but
And
yeah,
it seemed like the accident was caught pretty early on,
yeah,
too. So it's the sort of thing where they go home and maybe live on for a week and then get the call.
right,
And I mean, granted, this is a 3-month planning situation where they're going pedal to the metal anyways, but
right.
still, you're right. You're 100% correct that it was that other bride that should have been the
As a
one to
wedding
change her
planner,
date.
yeah, as somebody who's in the wedding industry, that's what we would have done.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
Correct.
then we, like I said, we wouldn't have had a movie. So,
Yeah, I know. Again, they needed to consult a wedding planner here as
Mhm.
they're like planning this movie out.
And I'm
But
sure all the wedding planners are screaming at the TV like, "This would not happen. This does not
yeah,
happen."
exactly.
Yeah,
Oh
which
gosh.
is what I was kind of doing. But
Yeah.
anyway,
So as we go on with the movie, they are basically playing nasty tricks on each other left and right. Liv starts a rumor that Emma is pregnant. She starts getting all these registry items sent to her house. Um, you know, Liv starts tampering with Emma's spray tan, and she ends up
yeah.
all orange. Liv ends up with blue hair because
My
she
hair is
tampers
blue.
with yes, I know. I was like, she actually looks really good with blue hair.
She does. She's Kate Hudson. She could,
I
you know,
know. She looks
could do
good in
anything.
everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. I love this line. You don't alter Vera to fit you. You alter yourself to fit Vera. So, which
Ugh.
it's a little ew, but
Yeah,
I mean,
it was 2009. Whatever.
it was 2009, and I actually do love that Vera Wang dress. And it's interesting because it's a basque waist dress that Liv picks
Yeah,
out, which is coming back around now, however many years later.
I thought that sash was interesting, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a purple sash,
it's like a
which,
pewter kind of color.
mm-hmm, yeah. Um, it was interesting though because I got married 2 years after this movie came out, which is mind-boggling to me because it seems so old, and I'm like,
You have
I'm
a
getting
sash?
so old. I
Mhm.
got married in 2011, and this dress reminded me a little bit of my own wedding dress because it was a sweetheart neckline, strapless. I
Very
did have a little bow at the waist, but it wasn't like a ribbon tie, different color thing. It was still the same color as my dress, and it was just like very tiny.
okay.
And
I do think the
yeah,
bows
I
were really
didn't.
big, or the sashes were really big in that.
Oh yeah, they were. Mm-hmm. Yes. So it's just interesting to like see the trends from this movie and then like see what I actually
What
did
was
for my wedding back
Yeah,
then.
because you lived it.
Yeah, I did. So wild. Um all right. Let's move on to some other things that they did.
My
Um
my question was, would you
yeah.
rather, as a bride, would you rather have orange skin or blue hair?
Oh, that's a great question. I feel like I was gonna say the skin can be more easily fixable, but then I'm like, is it?
I was gonna go with orange skin too because I would you just take showers after showers after showers.
Yeah.
Versus
Mhm.
blue hair, I feel like I mean you never know how hair's gonna react. So
Yeah, and then her started falling out because of
oh
the
god.
dyes that the chemicals that were in
Mhm.
it. Um, but yeah, I think I agree with you. The orange skin, they have exfoliating
Yeah.
bars that you can use now to scrub it off. Actually, the girl who does my spray tan gave me a spray that it's like a spray tan removal spray
Oh, there
if
you
you need it. So there's that on the market and way easier to buy than like
go. So
a whole new like hair appointment.
you end up with orange skin, you know who to call.
Yeah,
So
exactly. I'll give her
and
your
hair
name.
appointments are hard to come by. So
Yeah, I know. Hair appointments take a while and
and it's more
time
costly.
and yeah, it is for sure.
Anyway,
Um
we're getting into the what.
so we get to the end of the movie where the weddings are happening on the same day. And both of them are starting to feel a little bit of remorse towards the other one because of everything that they did and everything that happened. And they're both having those nostalgia moments pop up again of like when they were kids and at the plaza. And then they're realizing that my best friend is not at my side on this day.
Yeah.
Um, and, Liv had this plan to put a video of like a raunchy spring break video of Emma as she's walking down the aisle, but she goes and tries to change it, but then her plan doesn't work. So this, video is playing for everybody to see as Emma's walking down the aisle. And it does not go over well. Yeah. She basically runs into the next room where Liv is getting married, and this is where the finale happens, the big bride war, where they are just going at it, punching, kicking, hair pulling in their wedding dresses as Liv is walking down the aisle. And it doesn't go well at first. But then all of a sudden there's like this movie magic change of emotions, and they both come to their senses. And the most unexpected part of this movie happens that you and I were very surprised by.
Yeah.
Where?
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say it was where Emma and Fletcher break up.
I did not see that coming.
No.
There was no, not much, maybe a little bit, but there was not much lead up to this for this to happen. And honestly, out of the two couples, I thought it would have been Liv.
Agreed. Yeah. There was like one little scene of Fletcher and Emma fighting like in their room or their bathroom or something, but I felt like they got over it and it was fine. And then all of a sudden all these cobwebs are brought up like on the wedding day out of nowhere. And
see any of this.
Yeah. I know.
So it was very surprising and unexpected. I just, yeah.
Yeah. There was also another slight little scene. I feel like these were very subtle hints that you didn't pick up on coming, but another scene where Emma and Liv's brother go shopping for his tux at a tux shop, and Emma kind of helps him out. And they kind of have this little moment, but I thought it was still more friendly. They've like known each other their whole lives.
It wasn't enough for me to be like, oh, they're going to get together.
Yeah, it was more like brother and sister to me. So that was very unexpected.
Yeah.
I wonder if a lot of this got left on the cutting room floor, because I did notice this movie was only like an hour 20, an hour 30 or something. And now, granted, it was 2009, and I feel like movies are a lot longer now. And I do feel like they tried to fit a lot of story into that amount of time, where they probably could have expounded upon some of these storylines and made it make a little bit more sense.
Yeah. I definitely could have stayed for another 10, 15 to get more of that essence between them, or three of them, rather. So
yeah,
that was not, when that happened, I was like, oh, I don't remember that happening, but it did.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And
used a little bit more of that in childhood too. Like
Yeah, that's
more
true.
interaction with Emma and her brother, or Liv's brother, when they were little, to kind of build that story more. But
Yeah, that's very true. Um, but I thought it was so brave of Emma to still stand by Liv's side throughout Liv's whole wedding day on the same day that her wedding got canceled and to basically
yeah,
suck it up and be her maid of honor throughout
there
all of
was
that. And they still both wore their wedding dresses. Well, I
okay.
mean,
First of
Liv,
all,
of course, but like Emma did.
yeah. First of all, change your clothes. I would have been like, love you, but we need to get into something else. But
Yes.
also she got over that so fast. Like, she was just,
Yeah,
I don't know. I
I
wasn't.
know.
Yeah, the ending could have used a little bit more work, but
Right. But she does end up with Liv's brother in the end because we get this flashback scene at the end where it's like not, I don't know, a few years later or something,
yeah.
and Liv and Emma are meeting up at a restaurant, and Emma had just come back from her honeymoon
Mhm.
with Liv's brother,
Yeah.
and there's news that they both tell each other at the same time, which is they are both pregnant now at the same time.
And due on the same day.
Due on the same day. I
I
mean,
could
what
use
are
a
the
sequel.
chances here?
Yeah, I could use a sequel of
I
that.
know.
And then
And
we
that's what I was thinking. I looked it up. I was like, come on, there has to be a Baby Wars movie now. Like,
yeah.
they got to battle it out over their hospital room or something, right?
This is so true.
I
A sister
know.
a sister-in-law sequel.
Yeah, exactly. But it says no official movie sequel to Bride Wars has been released, but there are many fan made concepts and rumors circulating online, especially on social media platforms, suggesting sequels focusing on baby showers or motherhood, with potential release dates in 2025 or 2026. But
Oh,
these appear to be hypothetical fan projects rather than actual studio announcements. So, it wasn't in 2025, spoiler
yeah.
alert. So we'll see
So
if anything comes up this year.
probably not happening, but
I know.
it'd be
That's
cool.
what I would guess.
I
It
could
would
definitely.
be fun. I mean, this movie's like 2009 and it's now 2026. It's like, I feel like the time is almost past at this point.
Do it.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, they're like a little bit further along in life. And
Maybe they're waiting for the babies that they have to get married. The
that's true. And then there could be Bride Wars 2, and they could be the moms
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
kids getting married. I
Uh-huh.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it could still be Bride Wars too if they both have little girls. Uh,
That's true.
maybe they're waiting for that. Maybe we won't hear anything for another 25 years.
Yeah, we'll see. I know all of these old rom-coms are getting resurrected and getting, there's a Devil Wears Prada 2 coming out and
So excited.
I which I can't wait for, but yeah,
Speaking of
it's
Anne Hathaway.
good. I know, another Anne Hathaway. So
Mhm.
good. So, I love it. Do you have any other final thoughts on this movie after watching it?
No, I think that is, other than just like the styles of the weddings,
Yeah.
Emma's was interesting, I would say. Romantic, whimsical, soft luxury is how it's kind of styled. There was a lot of red going on there.
Yeah, and she wore her mother's wedding dress too,
And that
which was
dress was gorgeous.
more
Yeah, on
yeah.
that way. And then Liv's was the classic New York luxury, old money glam, very prestigious, timeless, nothing out of place kind of thing, which is very also reflectant of her a bit, other than her being kind of crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good. I know. These were great weddings to reminisce on and so good with rom-com magic happening throughout and
Trying to think if
love a
there's
good
any
classic
inspiration
movie.
that would be used today for these weddings.
Right.
But um I did not come prepared for that, but
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think some of the tulle skirts and like lace are coming back wedding dress wise as far as that goes. Um, as far as the design, red is definitely back in.
Mm,
We're
really?
seeing so much red and burgundy happening.
Oh man.
It's so many of the couples I'm interviewing are have like
Oh,
burgundy bridesmaid dresses and
yeah. Okay.
um yeah. So more
Uh,
of that like dark moody classic
yeah.
look is
And
coming
dark
back like
blue.
hotel.
Yes. Yeah. I'm in one, and I have it's a chocolate brown dress.
Yes, brown is
Hmm.
making a huge comeback right now too. Mhm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, thanks for
So,
having me on
of
there.
course, thanks for chatting all things Bride Wars. Go and watch it. It's on Netflix now and let us know your take. Email us at theweddingreporterpodcast@gmail.com. All right. Talk to you later. There you have it, another episode of the Wedding Reporter podcast. To see those gorgeous wedding and engagement photos, head over to NashvilleBrideGuide.com for more behind the scenes content. And if you like this episode, I would so appreciate it if you would rate and subscribe the show. See you next time for another great episode.